So we are reading Conversations with Gods, Book 1, 2, and 3 this month in February, and this is my book series of the month. And I am starting a book club. We'll talk about it here at the end of this segment. But a quote I want to bring up to just open up an interesting conversation and also add my observations as a step astrologer to the equation. God says in Book 1, page 29, thus, he's basically talking about, leading up to this, I'll just say, he's talking about how he created reality, the whole Big Bang, and how he created reality and why she created reality. And he basically brings it down from the Big Bang and talks that he brings it to three different parts of consciousness, that God consciousness divided into three parts, and these are the three parts. Thus, three elements suddenly existed: that which is here, that which is there, and that which is neither here nor there. It kind of sounds like a Dr. Seuss novel, doesn't it? You could either be that which is here or that which is there, and that which is neither here nor there. But what's interesting to me about that is, that is basically the consciousness that allows God to observe him herself by exploding into us and what we call reality. And these are basically the three dimensions. These three divisions of God consciousness, in my opinion, are the first essence of the three dimensions of reality. These are the three dimensions. One dimension is always here, one dimension is always there, and one dimension is neither here nor there, which is the only way you would be able to observe a here and a there. You got to step into a side to see the two sides. So we live in three, which we're always observing as a duality, but it's really a triple-ality because we are in a neither here nor there, observing the here and the there. You follow me so far? So let's go to our, architecture of incarnation. Step 0, step 1, step 2. In the 11 steps of serious joy, these are the first steps of creation on earth, or manifestation, or incarnation, or light casting, as I like to say. And so 0, the 1D in mind, body, and spirit here, if you look at mind, body, and spirit, we're all familiar with those three divisions. And this is how I think it breaks down. The here, where we are right now, here is in the mind. We're always in the mind here, right? That's where we stand, in the here. And our body is there. Over there in our body, that's the there to us. So from here to there is from our mind to our body. That is from 1D to 2D. What makes it 3D? Neither here or there, which is our feelings, in my opinion. So our feelings are neither here nor there. They just are, right? They go between here and there. I feel pain in my body. I feel pain in my mind and in my heart, right? I think the mind calls into the heart and brings in together those things. So this is the three dimensions, in my opinion, and this is how we 0, 1, 2, 3 it. Now, you can add the actual zodiac elements to this. So the elements that rule here are the air signs. And here, therefore, comes down to Libra, back and forth, Aquarius, in and out, belonging, and Gemini, back and forth, right? Like, so, actually, what would it be like? So Libra would be weighing this way, and I guess Gemini would be 2, and belonging would be like, in Z. But you can see how each of the signs, X, Y, Z's, each of the mind, which is here. So in here, we have three states of awareness, X, Y, and Z, three signs. And in there, the earth signs, Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo, this is where we have the body. And there is also three divisions there, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Taurus being the manifestation, Virgo being the becoming, and Capricorn being the decision-making that leads to it, the sculpting, right? And then we have neither here or there, which is any water sign that I know, right? So the water signs are holding neither here or there for the conscious of mankind. And those are the Scorpios, emotional boundaries, Cancer, the emotional flow, and Pisces, the emotional elevation. How deep does the water go? That's Pisces. So that's that Z plane. But then you might be thinking, well, what about the fire signs? What do they do in this whole thing? Well, this is my opinion. Here we go. So the 4D, in my opinion, is the fire signs. They make up the fourth dimension, which is time. And time is actually the distance between here and there, right? And that really is time. Time really is sitting still, actually. Time is still, and really it is the distance between here and there that makes up time. So as far as we're concerned, it's the distance of the moon and how far it traveled across the sky that makes up time, and that adds up to how much the sun moves over the day to day as it rises every day. And really that's the movement of the earth, which is creating each frame of what we call time. Each is a frame, each is a benchmark in our head that marks off our conscious time. So how do the fire signs play into that? Well, in my opinion, the fire signs actually add passion. Adding passion adds energy and love. Adding energy and love speeds up the frequency. Speeding up the frequency speeds up how fast you go. Therefore, shrinking time. More fire, faster moving, right? So we manifest fire. Passion adds fire to the equation, gets us moving faster, manifesting faster. And the fire signs are love, which is I love, Leo. I am, Aries, and I believe. I love, I am, I believe. That's what fires you up. So to me, this is how our four dimensions come together. And of course, I broadcast in 5 dimensions. We'll talk about the 5th dimension on another day. But to me, this is kind of a fascinating concept. And it all blooms from that original division that God creates with mind, body, spirit, here, there, neither here or there, right? To me, those are the 3 divisions. And basically, consciousness is these 3 divisions flowering by 3.14 in every direction in infinity. To me, that's how conscious blossoms. And if we understand this, the first 4 steps, which is step 0, step 1, step 2, step 3, then in essence, we are in our control of light casting our reality. If we are in touch with these dimensions and how they plug in this way, we do well. Also, if you look at your own natal chart and see if you're a lack of experience in the earth sign or lack of experience in the water or fire, you can see where you're somewhat held back in the process of creating your own reality. So this all comes from Conversations with God, and I have started a Namaste Today book club. It is on Facebook for us to discuss things, and I've actually posted a question that you may find very interesting if you've been reading the book. Something that's not talked about, but it's all over the book. And I was wondering if anyone else noticed this. Now, to get to our Facebook, you can just put in your web browser, namastetoday.club. We got one of those new fancy domains. .club is one of the new domains you can get. So namastetoday.club if you want to join a club and talk about this whole thing with us, the Conversations with God. That's our first book. We'll be selecting another one, and I'll be announcing the next one soon.